My today's topic is Panchakarma in Garbha Sanskar. As you all know, Ayurveda is the science of life, and we nowadays popularity of Ayurveda is increasing day by day. It can be seen its holistic and health science not restricted to India, but whole world is now attracted for its herbal and natural resources as safe and effective medication. Especially Panchakarma, which is branch of Ayurvedic medicine, and this Garbha Sanskar, these are the specialities and modalities of Ayurveda which are really popular throughout and which gave many prestige to Ayurveda. So I will directly start with my topic, today's topic. Garbha Sanskar, as you all know, is the journey of a pregnant woman since conception to delivery. The popularity of this Garbha Sanskar is also increasing because it is preventive care and prospective planning prior and after conception. To promote healthy pregnancy, Garbha Sanskar is essential, and mainly for Suprajanan, it is advised to get very intelligent, healthy, happy child. Garbha Sanskar can help and identify the risk factors of adverse maternal and fetal outcome. Aim of Garbha Sanskar is Suprajanan and Sukha Prasav. These are the main two aim of Garbha Sanskar, and to educate and counsel the couple and treat the medical conditions prior to conception, and maximize with the help of Garbha Sanskar, it maximizes maternal and fetal health. It intervenes to achieve maximum outcomes. Garbha Sanskar, what is the Ayurvedic conception, prepares the couple physically and mentally. Preconception care begins with the selection of right partners. It was clearly mentioned in Ayurveda that for marriage and conception, the partners should be the same community and should not be same clan. Atulya Gotra was the concept Ayurveda stated before 5000 years, and till today we can find if marriages are done in relations, there are many complications during and after delivery. Even fetus can suffer with diseases. The reason for this might be due to reduce the risk of hereditary diseases and to avoid congenital anomalies. According to Charak and Sushruta, the appropriate age of conception is 25 years for a male and 16 years for female. At this age, all the dhatus and the reproductive systems are fully formed and mature. So, Vivaha Sanskar is done. Both the partners attain the optimum physiological functionings of the organs, hence are capable of creating fetus. Both the partners are full of vigor. The born child also possesses these qualities. With the help of Garbha Sanskar, we can inculcate desired quality. The quality which we can desire can be achieved. For this, I would like to give some mythological examples of Hiranyakashipu and even Bhagwan Shri Ram, and after that Swami Vivekananda, and everyone knows the story of Abhimanyu, which learn Dhanurdhar Vidya in the womb. Now, at this stage, when society is very competitive and fast, our lifestyle is so changed, and this career-oriented society, the age of menstruation is also reduced, and age of marriage is increased. The female is advised specific mode of living from the day onset of menstruation. At the type of menstruation, she should avoid coitus, of cholerium, exertion, heavy workload, and trikatu ahar, etc. She should consume only laghu ahar, and she should take rest. For healthy pregnancy, just as healthy seed bears healthy fruit, if the parent's sperm and ovum are pure, then child is more likely to inherit the strong body constitution and immunity. Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bij is the concept which Ayurveda state for this. For Ritu means season or call. Kshetra is stated for soil, and for body it is uterus. Ambu is water irrigation and amniotic fluid for body. And Bij means seeds, ovum and sperm. Healthy uterus, and if nutrition for the uterus is good, quality of sperm is good, then fetus will be fetus will also be strong, good, happy, intelligent. It can be divided in 3 ways: preconceptional intervention, physical, psychological and spiritual. Physical interventions include panchakarma, ahar, vihar, yog, pranayam. Panchakarma, which we can do in Garbha Sanskar, it is versatile and effective therapy for all kinds of problems. The couple should be purified, means before conception also Panchakarma should be done. Shodhan should be done with Purvakarma, Snehan, Svedan, and with all Panchakarma procedures, that those are Vaman, Virechan, Purgation, and Basti, especially Anuvasan Basti, Astapan Basti, Nasya. These all Panchakarma detoxifies the body, maintains the dosh, dhatu and mal, and prevent diseases. Also promotes resistance to outside pathogens. Vaidik Shamatva means immunity can be developed by these all Panchakarma procedures and prepare the uterus for healthy conception. After proper purification, the couple should be advised to follow proper sattvic diet and sattvic ahar vihar for 3 months prior to conception. For preconception medication, ghee and milk is advised. Madhur, ras, herbs always advised for male, and for female oil and mash or urad black gram is advised. Women and men should avoid hot spices, processed food, coffee, tea, cold drinks, alcohol, chocolates, fast or junk food, smoking, alcohol, tobacco, chewing, fasting, dieting, sleeping during time, staying awake at night, heavy exercises, X-ray, overexposure of sun, fire, overuse of computers, overuse of screen, of mobile, and stress, anxiety, depression. These are the mental factors which should be avoided. For mental factors, Shirodhara is the treatment which is very good for stress management. This may decrease the ovulatory function and spermatogenesis. Practice of yoga and pranayam can be specially helpful in providing a systematic method of producing complete physical, mental, emotional relaxation for both partner before conception. So yoga and pranayam is very effective and supportive during this period. For women, asanas which can be advised are Parvatasan, Trikonasan, Parshvakonasan, Virabhadrasan, Baddhakonasan, Janu Shirshasan, etc. Virasan and Vajrasan, and as in Ayurveda, definition of asana is Stiram Sukham Asanam. Those asanas which pregnant women can perform easily, that only can be done. And for relaxation of body as well as mind, Shavasana must be done after this asanas. And for breathing exercises, pranayam is advised. Pranayam is the practice of deep inhale, exhale, Anulom Vilom Pranayam, Bhasrika Pranayam, Bhramari Pranayam. These pranayams are the breathing exercises which increases oxygenation and relaxes mind. So these pranayam are the very effective measures. As psychological interventions in Ayurveda, the Achar Rasayan is clearly mentioned. The thoughts which occupy the mind of the couple before, during conception can produce fetus resembling the nature of thoughts. Stress affects many of hormonal system required for healthy ovum and sperm's ovulation, conception and fetal growth. Stress alters the estrogen, progesterone and testosterone production. Immune function is affected by stress, which may affect fertility. To promote fertility, counseling should be done. Factors that may affect fertility include age, proper diet, nutrition, stress, pollution, radiation, bad habits, genitourinary infections. So for this, Rasayan Chikitsa, which is done after Panchakarma procedures, is advised. Rasayan, Punsavan, Sadvrutta, Achar Rasayan, etc. are the measures to be followed to get healthy pregnancy or offspring of best quality, happy, healthy, intelligent offspring. Partners should be consulted regarding the benefits of the activities like exercise, maintain optimum weight, means obesity should be restricted, consuming nutrient diet and preventing infection. So this is basically regarding this Panchakarma and how and what precaution should be taken for in Garbha Sanskar, and I will just go through again in all our Bruhatrais and Lagutrais, mainly Brihatrais in Charak Sahita, Sushrut Sahita and Bhagvat Sahita. Garbha Sanskar concept is very well elaborated, and that is why Garbha Sanskar is proven scientifically also. And Garbha Sanskar in Panchakarma also, means Panchakarma now is a global term, and now it becomes super speciality in Ayurvedic medicines. Lot of research has been done, and after doing Panchakarmas, means Abhyanga in first trimester, before conception, after second trimester also, it is seen that for Sukha Prasav or normal delivery or organs, especially reproductive organs, are lubricated, and chances of normal delivery and Sukha Prasav means pain also less, and fetus expelled very easily throughout reproductive this path. So it is due to Garbha Sanskar this can be achieved. Sukha Prasava and means fetus, desired fetus. So I would like to tell all ki let's join our hands together to make Garbha Sanskar a worldwide recognized movement. What is the difference between other Garbha Sanskar centers and Ayurvedic Garbha Sanskar? Especially we can see other Garbha Sanskar centers, they give stress on exercise and exercise pattern, dietary pattern only. And in Ayurveda, when we follow Ayurvedic Garbha Sanskar, Ayurvedic Garbha Sanskar is the complete content in which we can see from before conception, Panchakarma advice means Shodhan is achieved up, and after conception, for every month they have Masanumasik dietary habits, and even Panchakarma are advised. Even Yoni Pichu is advised for this Panchakarma, and from 9 months for in every week 2 to 3 twice or thrice Matra Basti is advised. Matra Basti is Sneha Basti, in which 50 ml of Narayan Tel, Dhanvantar Tel or Chandan Balalaksha Tel or even sesame oil or til tel is administered through rectal route. So this is Apan Vayu Kshetra, and Apan Vayu when is regulated, there is chances of normal delivery increases through this. The popularity of Garbha Sanskar is also because it is proven as relevance and importance in development of child. There are scientific evidence that prove that a child while in mother's womb responses to outside stimulants or emotions of mothers, or if mother reads very good literature, if she listens to music, all these emotions transfers to stimulate through to mother child or fetus. Doctors and experts also believe now in Western world also there is lot of research is going on. Only difference we can give Garbha Sanskar as a whole through Ayurveda, through Panchakarma, through our mantra therapy, and through Ayurvedic herbal medicine. So our this Garbha Sanskar is more work more at subconscious level. There is research in Western world. Dr. Robert Harvard, he stated in his research that brain's 80% activity starts when he is in mother's womb. 80% of the brain is active, and 80% of the emotions, thoughts and desired qualities we can transfer through to fetus. And if mother is happy, then happy hormones like serotonin, endorphin, adrenaline, they are endorphin is produced. And if mother is stressed, then adrenaline, non-adrenaline, ACTH, cortisol, these negative hormones are produced. So mother's happiness through all these Panchakarma procedures or Garbha Sanskar is the only thing we can give a happy, healthy and intelligent child. In 9 months, Garbhini is advised to put Yoni Pichu in her reproductive path. Yoni Pichu is prepared by taking this cotton sap and medicated swab along with til tel or chandan bala lakshadi tel, and benefits of Yoni Pichu are tremendous because vitiated doshas are nullified, dhatu can be strengthened, it subsides pain, it improves hygiene, prevents fungal and viral infections, treats recurrent miscarriage, heal ulcers, treats uterine, bladder, rectal prolapses, cures post-menopausal and vaginal dryness, heals the damage done to the pelvic tissues during pregnancy and labor, helps to soften the vaginal canal and reproductive path. So it promotes laxity or lubrication to the pelvic flora, and that muscle which lubricated helps in this normal delivery. So Yoni Pichu is very important for strengthening the vaginal muscles. Also we can go for even we can give Nasya. Nasya is advised as Pratimarsha Nasya is advised for Shiro Vardhanam, and it is the nasal administration of drugs. Shirahi Nasahi Shirasodwaram is the definition of Nasya, and in Dincharya also Pratimarsha Nasya is advised. In Punsavan Vidhi, which is for there are some misconception regarding Punsavan, it is for sex determination, but it is not like that. Punsavan Vidhi works from anterior pituitary axis to ovarian axis. So Nasya has got special utility for women's disorders, especially head, neck, nervous system, and in this pregnant woman, Nasya helps to increase immunity and help to increase breathing properly. So this is all about Nasya, Basti, Yoni Pichu regarding Garbha Sanskar. And Garbha Sanskar is the process which works mental, physical development of fetus, and what we can achieve by Garbha Sanskar, because every childbirth should be the event of joy, event of satisfaction, and maintenance of health of pregnant women and fetus is the main aim of Garbha Sanskar and antenatal care. In Ayurveda, we can see one Anupaghataya Paripurnatvaya Sukha Prasavaya. This is the one definition which we found in Bruhatrayi. There are two main aims of Garbha Sanskar, Suprajanan and Sulabh Prasiddhi. By Suprajanan, we are giving happy mother, happy society, and even happy this nation also. And for Sulabh Prasuti, normal delivery without pain is achieved due to the Panchakarma procedures which we are Garbha Sanskar. As I told, Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bij concept, which is very important regarding regarding Panchakarma procedures. And now I will just tell regarding some Garbha and Garbhini Paricharya. Am I audible to all and I am having time? Bhairav sir?
Yes, 7:20
Okay. Garbha, this definition of Garbha is Kukshisho Jivaha. Shukra Shonit Jiva Sanyoge Tu Khalu Kukshigate Garbha Sangyaha Bhavati. Fetus is the combination of Shukra, Shonit and Jiv, and that is known as fetus. And Garbhini definition is Garbha Yukta Stri, means the woman in which uterus, in which womb fetus is there, that is known as Garbhini. According to this antenatal care or Garbhini Paricharya, there is Garbhini for the health of Garbhini and Garbha. Main aim is, as I have told already, Anupaghataya Paripurnatvaya Sukhaprasavaya Cha. And for every 9th month they told what should be done. According to Charak, Pratham Mase Veda Prathamamna Kshiramanu Puraskruta. In Pratham Mas, the milk should be given after conception. And Prathama Masi Yashtu Madhu Parukam Madhu Pushpani Yathalabham Navanitena Payam Madhu Maduram Payaschescha. And for means light, hot diet should be given, especially cow milk should be given, because first month there is Asthira Garbha is there. For Dvitiya Mase Kshirameva cha Madhura Aushada Siddham cha Dvitiya Masi Kakoli Maduram Payastata, means Shatavari, Gokshur, Bala, Vidari, etc. These are the medicines which should be given in milk, and this Siddha milk should be given in 2nd month. 3rd month, honey, milk and ghee should be given. Honey should be only 1 teaspoon, ghee should be 2 spoon, and milk should be 1 cup of milk should be taken. And Abhyantar Snehapan benefits we can achieve after by giving this milk. For 4th month, the butter should be given with khadi sakhar, and for 5th month, Gotru growth should be increased, and Abhyantar Snehapan of 30 to 40 gram can be given for 5th month. For 6th or 7th month, sweet herbal medicines like Shatavari Grut and Yashtimati Matu Grut should be given. And for 8th month, Asthapan Basti or Niruha Basti should be given to Garbhini in 8th month, which is stated by Charak Sahita and Sushruta Sahita also. So, this 9th month, Yoni Pichu and Matra Basti is advised for Vatanuloman and Apayana Vayu and Sukha Garbha Nishkraman. This Anuvasan Basti or Matra Basti is advised twice or thrice a week. So, these are about all Panchakarma and monthly for every trimester what should be given. And as I told you about Pinsavan or Nasya, this is indicated in 2nd month mainly for Garbhastapana or fetus for fetus implantation. This vidhi is advised. All Punsavan drugs have got Garbhasthapana action because of Vata Pitta Samana and Shaman and Prihan. Dominance of cough is there in first trimester. So Nasya is advised to normalize the dosha especially kapha dosha. Also, Punsavan helps in proper implantation and formation of decidua and placenta. Site of action may be hypothalamus, fallopian tubes, and endometrium and endocervix also. These are the sites which are. Drugs which are beneficially for Garbhini, they are salishestic rice, and due to Madhur Snigdha Shita properties, it helps in the nourishment of fetus, and it regulates what helps in body metabolism. Mugdha and wheat is advised to take because it is Madhura Shita Sandhana and Jivaniya properties. Navneet, Ghrit and milk is also advised, which provides nourishment and stability to fetus and in milk production. What are the properties? Vrusha, Balya, diuretics, and these are useful in thirst and hunger. So this should be given, milk and all. Honey and sugar also advised to give, which produces energy and which will prevent nausea and vomiting also. Jackfruit and banana also can be given, which is Balyam, Tridosha Shamanam, Vrusha and Yoni Dosha Shodhanam. Mild laxative Kali Manuka or gooseberry, this provides immunity and it acts as a mild laxative. Draksha also is Vriksha, Vata Shamana, Madhura and Snugdha Guna. Cooling agent like musk, sandal, camphor should be used for Udvartan purpose or for Dhupan purpose. Milk and Makshir or Madhura group drugs are used in entire pregnancy. This should be given. So all dravya are panchabhautikam, they carry panchabhautik properties, and even fetus is panchabhautik properties. So best efforts you can apply when child is in womb. Ability and wish is maximum when it is in womb. Mother's womb is the most calm place for fetus, so it is the most safest place also. So our responsibility as Ayurvedic physician to bring society with Garbha Sanskar and antenatal care should be given to every pregnant woman. So we should make awareness in the society regarding this Garbha Sanskar. At the same time, we can advise sonography time to time in first trimester, second trimester and third trimester also. Many researches are going on in Garbha Sanskar by Western world for Ayurvedic, and even modern allopathic gynecologists, they took many interest, but according to me they don't know Ayurvedic Garbha Sanskar, especially Panchakarma part and this monthly antenatal care. So we should spread this message among them also. We are not competitor to them, we are just supportive to them, and with this we are helping mother, her family, society and nation also. So this is all about this Garbha Sanskar. If please yes, any questions are welcome, especially all reproductive path is of Apana Vayu Kshetra, and for Apana Vayu Kshetra or for any Vata treatment Basti is the best treatment, and that too Matra Basti, Anubansan Basti, the Sneha Basti, for which we can do Garbha Sanskar and Sukha Prasav, which is our aim. Can you, anyone, if any question regarding Garbha Sanskar or any comments regarding my presentation? Many complications of fetus and many diseases, many things complications can be avoided if Garbha Sanskar is done very properly and very scientifically, because it is very scientific procedure, Garbha Sanskar, and before conception, during pregnancy, and after delivery also there is role of Panchakarma. Massage and Abhyanga is advised. Even Uttar Basti is advised to regulate and to contract uterus and to bring back it in its shape. So Panchakarma has its role before conception, during pregnancy, and after delivery also. There is major role and major and important role of Panchakarma in Garbha Sanskar. Any question if you want to ask, so you can ask is. Actually, we had did for society Abhimanni project, in which we did before marriage counseling, and before conception counseling was there. Garbha Sanskar, aim, mission and vision, that was the thing. And both partner counseling and Shodhan through Panchakarma, stress management through Shirodhara and Yoni Pichu, and regular weekly Garbha Sanskar classes were there, and yoga, pranayam, dhyan, meditation, yog nidra. These are the things which we follow regularly in this our Abhimanyu project. So I would like to conclude with this. Garbha Sanskar is the need of this society, and Garbha Sanskar is a lifestyle which a pregnant woman can adopt during her pregnancy and give happy, healthy, intelligent fetus to society, to her family, and she can build nation with this. She can help, and we as Ayurvedic physician can society. At the same time, I would like to thank organizers, especially Dr. Bhairav Kulkarni, Gauranga Joshi sir, and Ram Dev Pandit sir for giving me opportunity and platform in this Indo-Nepal Association, Ayurvedic Association. It is my great pleasure. I would like to thank again